All right, well, hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello. Hello, everyone. Hi, guys. Welcome back. So this is our second class. Yeah. So what today's gonna look like? We have a new teacher, Andrew. Say hi.
Hello. I'm Andrew. I've done APCSA and I'm decently knowledged in Java. So yeah.
Okay.
And then after that, we're gonna go over the homework, and then we're gonna review some because I've noticed some common issues on the homework. I just want to say everyone did actually very good on the homework. Keep in mind that APCS, at least for the year that we took it, which was 2020 to 2021, if you got a 75 or above, you get a 5, which is the max score on the APCS exam. And a lot of you guys are taking APCS in what, 4 or 5 years time, judging by your ages. Some of you are taking it next year. Even though, so yeah, you're in great shape. I was very proud of you guys. You did great, but we still want to touch up on some stuff before we dive into new content. So, why don't we get started? One of you guys take the floor.
If your name, if you didn't, there's 8 of you guys that haven't turned it in. Make sure you turn them in probably by Sunday. Yeah. So you just need to grade those because if you do the homework, we get to see what you guys are struggling on and what we need to work on. If you don't do it, it just makes this a bit harder. Just make sure you do that. So let's go over the homework. There are a lot of common mistakes that we saw. Eric, do you want to go over some of the first questions? Or how about we screen share?
Yeah, let me screen share. So, let's see. All right, you can see this.
Yeah.
Hey, can you see that? Okay, well, whatever. Andrew, can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, so I think most people got question 1. It was like that, right? And then question 2 is similar, but so there's a couple syntax errors that I saw, and one of them is that you've got to capitalize a string because it's a class, and otherwise it won't work. So that's good. And then also when you're doing a string, you've got to put these quotation marks. Otherwise, it's going to think it's a variable you're trying to mention. And then the last thing is you gotta put a semicolon at the end of each line, and I don't know, you just do. And then I mean that's about it, I think. And here
Yeah. Okay. So I'll explain some of these answers
okay.
and the common mistakes that go with it. Eric did a pretty good job, but I'll just elaborate a bit more. So if you got the first question wrong, what I commonly saw was, I don't know if this will show up on Eric's screen.
What? Oh.
Okay, what I commonly saw was sometimes you guys get the I think you guys understand the overall idea of what this is like supposed to mean, its symbolism and whatever, but I think the overall format is a bit confusing. I can definitely see that how it could be confusing. Um, it's just the small things, you know, like sometimes X would be missing, sometimes int would be missing, sometimes equal would be like something like this. So later I'll make a sheet that explains all of this and like the overall format. So if you're making, say you're making like a sandwich, right? Think of this as a sandwich. You wouldn't put the bread in the middle of the sandwich. Then it wouldn't be a sandwich. You have to keep the bread on the outside. So I mean the semicolon would be on the outside in this example, and the semicolon always goes at the end, and this identifier always goes at the start. So like they're just like the small format things um that are important. Like string has to be like capitalized, int has to be lowercase, for example.
It's not that difficult to fix, but it won't run if you've got any syntax errors. So yeah.
And obviously, this is a lot easier to do in the IDE in IntelliJ and Eclipse,
It
because
doesn't auto capitalize your stuff.
right, and also because it will tell you what went wrong before you run your code and before you submit it. I know a couple of people did theirs in IntelliJ, which is fine. We definitely want you guys to be using IntelliJ and Eclipse. If you guys don't have that up and running, then you can stay after class or just notify us if we're doing breakout rooms and you don't have it running. Just tell us and we'll try and work it out with you.
Also, don't worry if you're getting this stuff wrong, since we're just starting. Don't worry at all. It's perfectly normal to mix up the format. As you do it more, you'll get more used to it, and it'll become natural eventually. We should have gone over the bonus.
Oh, my bad.
Bonus was tough. I didn't really.
It was a trick question.
Yeah, it was kind of a trick question.
Yeah, so I think the thing was 3 is an integer, but so now this might have been just because you forgot the quotes, but like for the question 4 and 3. But oops, I probably shouldn't get that. Because it's a string, you can't assign an int to it, which 3 is. So you've got to put quotes around it basically.
Yeah, that's another thing. If again, I'm gonna write this down and I'm gonna send it on Classroom later. But if a variable is a string, there's always quotations around it. That's just something to remember.
Another common problem that I saw and addressed with like the first couple of people that submitted is that a lot of people, and especially in class too with the classwork assignments, you guys are mixing up capitalization. You see, like, you don't scroll down, Eric. Just keep it still. Okay, whatever. Wait, scroll up a bit. Okay, so int right here and string, you see there's a big difference, right? Int is lowercase. There's a lowercase I right here, whereas string is capitalized. So this was a bit confusing for you guys, I know, because you'd expect that they'd be the same, but they aren't. And if you guys watch my video, you'd realize that it's because these are actually two very different types of variables. Int is a primitive variable, which is something that is default in Java. It's the very lowest type of variable, and there isn't really much you can do besides like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, some basic operations. Whereas string is a class. So it's like maybe making your own variable. String comes default in Java as well. It's pre-made, but you can make your own classes and set them to different things, kind of like making your own variables. So yeah, that's a big difference between these two. Yeah, I clarified that in my video that I linked. If you guys want to refer back to that at any time, we will be going over classes at a later date, not right now. But yeah, just keep in mind the 8 primitives int, but byte, char, boolean, what is it? Short, long, and double and float. Those are the 8. Those are the 8 primitive variables, and then everything else have to be capitalized.
Okay.
So does anyone have any extra questions?
No.
All right.
No. if you got if any of you guys have gotten anything wrong on the homework or are unsure of anything that we asked you to do, you should probably ask us now because it's important. You don't even have to like talk. Just like send me, Eric, or Alex a message anytime during class, and we'll answer it for you. So you guys are perfectly fine with this. Okay. How about we do a bit of review or like bit of practice with this concept? I'll send me or Alex. Alex, do you want to send some questions? Like variable?
Yeah, sure. Let me pull up some pre-made questions I had. Okay. Let me send some in chat. All right. There's a question that's posted in chat. You can put DM the answers to either Strawman, Eric, or Andrew. Don't DM it to AYLUS because this is my bad computer. And I can't type as fast on this one. So yeah, good luck, guys. You get let's give you guys until 3:20, so 4 minutes to complete these 2 problems and submit them. And then we'll go over some problems that we. Or if you guys do really well, then we can just move on.
You mean int variable?
Yeah, int variable.
Okay.
Yeah, ints are variables. If you recall, variables are basically anything that can hold a value. So that value could be a number, it could be text, like a word or a sentence, or it could be like true or false, like in a Boolean.
It might be easier to make it in like IntelliJ or like a text editor and then just paste it after you're done into the chat.
I'm not too sure if they actually can. I think there are some problems with Zoom and pasting stuff in. So if you can, that's great. If you can't, then oh well. right, guys, you have 1 minute left to get your answers in, and then we'll move on with the lesson. Guys, time's up. It actually looked pretty good, guys. I'm very proud of you guys. Yeah, okay, let's get a move on then. So if you guys want to take over.
Sorry about that. My Zoom just turned off. Okay. So you guys, I didn't see any problems. I think we should move on to the lesson now.
But also, just to be clear, so the quotations are only for string and not for other stuff. So you wouldn't put like int and then use the quotations.
All right. Alex, do you want to like stream the slides?
Yeah, sure. Okay. Where do we left off over here. All right. There we go. All right. Okay. So we wanted to go over a bit of syntax. We want to outline some concrete rules so that you guys weren't confused about anything. We have 3 statements here, int, string, and boolean, which are all pretty straightforward. Int x equals 10. This is something we went over, and you guys got pretty right. String s equals a string in quotes. This is also something that you guys got pretty right, or most of you got right. And boolean, which is something that's new, it's either true or false. So it goes the same, right? It's a primitive variable like int. It's lowercase. This is the name right here. You have an equal sign. And let me actually annotate this. And then this thing, so booleans can either be true or false. So you can have true, or you can have false, both lowercase. And these aren't in quotes because they aren't actually text. They're a value representing true value or false value. So these are keywords, so they're not in quotes. All right. So if we move on to the next panel, there are a couple of rules that we want to establish. These 5 you should know. They kind of go together. You always end statement lines with a semicolon. We've only learned statement lines. But there are other things that aren't statements that you don't know with a semicolon. But things like if you're setting something to something else or setting something to a value, you end up with a semicolon. You're saying this is like x is 10 or x is equal to y. So these are statements you end up with a semicolon. You set variables using the equal sign. This is something that you mostly got right. Primitive variables are initialized with lowercase. 3 and 5 are kind of the same, 2 sides of the same coin. These 2 are basically the same rule. Object variable initializers are always capitalized. So string, excuse my bad handwriting, string is capitalized, int is not, boolean is not. And you always use double quotes when setting strings. So quote, this, and then unquote, and you have semicolon here. So string x equals this. All right. So if you guys want to like just take some time to memorize these rules, we're gonna add some more to them today or maybe tomorrow, depending on how far we get in. But these are the 5 rules that we've learned so far. All right. On to the next one. Okay, you
Do
can
you want to
actually,
let them like write it down somewhere? Or
oh yeah, you could, if you want to screenshot this, you can. We're gonna also be posting the slides after class. So
and also, one additional thing, if you're ever having trouble on the homework, or you're not 100% sure if your answers are right, you should always either check. Okay, first thing, you should check the slides on Google Classroom that we post. If you're still confused after looking at the slides, you can search it up, or ask one of us.
right. In other
Our
classes,
emails are there, and we're always available. We're gonna have office hours soon, where you can come in and ask questions about the homework.
right.
Very important.
So why we allow you to use Google and in other classes they might not, like in a math class, they won't allow you to search up the answer. Is because even though they won't allow you on the APCS exam to use Google at your desk, you're expected to memorize these things. When you're actually working and coding in like a job, you're going to be sitting in front of a computer anyway. Your boss isn't going to say, "Oh, you don't have to look at Google. You have to memorize everything yourself." He's not going to say that, right? He's going to say, "Get the job done." And if you don't know something, you should always use Google. It's right there in front of you, right? You're never going to be without internet and without a computer when you're coding. So that's why we always want you to use Google, because getting the job done and learning new things comes before memorizing everything in your head and then, being able to type out every little thing. Okay. So setting variables to other variables. You can do this. So right here, this is something that looks familiar to you. This right here, the int number equals 2, right? We're setting this int called number equal to 2. But you can actually set variables to other variables. Int number 2, which is the second number variable, equals number. So this is actually why we put strings in quotes, because Eric touched on this earlier in class. If you don't put strings in quotes, it's going to think it's a reference to another variable like this. We're referencing this variable right here. We're referencing to this one. These two are the same thing. So, yeah, int number 2 equals 2, and int number equals 2, and int number 2 equals number. These two are set to the same thing. They're set to each other. You can do this. This has a variety of applications. You can set variables to other variables, like say, your friend is the same age as you are. Your age is 6. You can say, my age equals my friend's age. So stuff like that. Yeah. So remember, setting variables to other variables, no quotes. Setting strings, quotes. Okay. Let's go over some operations. So now, up to now, all I've been doing is really setting, strings and stuff like that to like numbers. But that's not really useful, right? Like if you wanted to build, say, a calculator, you're not really going to get much mileage off of saying, okay, x equals 5, y equals 6, because you're going to need to do things like add and subtract, which these things let you do. So these are operations that you manipulate variables, mainly ints, in different ways. Okay, so Java operations are basically the same as math. You have addition, subtraction, division, multiplication. There's some things that you haven't heard of, like modulus, like integer division, stuff like that. But yeah, we're gonna just stick to the basics right now. Okay, let's look at this example. We have two ints, x and y. X is set to 0, y is set to 3. What do you think this will print out? Just type in chat. This thing you don't have to be concerned about. Just focus on what's in these parentheses. We'll talk about this later. What is in this box? What do you think this will create? Anyone in chat?
Sorry.
Or you can just call out. You don't have to raise your hand.
3.
Yes, Chuck, do you have something to say?
Oh, I just wanted to say 3.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that's one answer. Anyone else?
What's the question again?
What does x plus y equal? What does this thing in the box make? Let me draw this out a bit clearer. What does this make? We have x equals 0, y equals 3. What does x plus y make? 3, right. X plus y makes 3. I know, right? No duh. Okay. So, now, what do you think? This is a bit harder. What do you think this makes? X equals x plus 5. Okay, so we know that x equals 0. Now, what does think about it very hard. What will x be after this statement? Okay, we have 5. Five is an answer. Anyone else in chat want to pitch in? Any other opinions? Okay, another answer for 5. Anyone else? Maybe call out an answer. 5. All right, yeah. Okay, we have 3 answers for 5. That's correct. It makes 5. So what we're doing here is we take x. Right here, x equals 0. We're taking x, which equals 0. So this is equal to 0. And we're adding 5 to it. So 0 plus 5 equals 5. And we're setting 5 to x. So now x equals 5. And so you'll see this a lot when, like, let's say you want to add 1. If you're counting, counting is a very important thing. So guys, please be respectful in chat. If we're counting, we could say, like, we want to count x equals 0. Well, we would have that. Let's say we want to count up to 5, right? So we can do like x equals x plus 1. So that's x equals 1 now. We can do x equals x plus 1. Now x is 2. X equals x plus 1. Now x is 3. And we can keep going until we count to 5, right? So there's a lot of useful applications for these. Let's take a look about this one. Y equals y times 10. Think hard about this one. Okay, so we have 1 for 35. Okay, just 30. 30, 30. Everyone's saying 30. That's correct. Okay, y is 3. So when we come over here, we say y 3, and then we say 3 times 10 equals 30. And then we're setting y equal to 30. All right. So you can see it's very simple. You kind of just write it out like you would in a math equation. Daisies. Yeah, you kind of just write stuff out like you would in a math equation. You could say like x plus 5, y times 10, and this even works for things that aren't x and y. Like you could say something like, if we had, oops, let me get my text out. We say int number equals 30, int number 2 equals 31. We can say like int number 3 equals number plus number 2. And this would work. Number and number 2 are both references to these two variables. So yeah, it doesn't matter the name, as long as you make references to variables without quotes. All right, so why don't we talk about what this thing means? Okay, well, I have to get out of this. Okay, so right now, all we've been doing is telling our program to set things and add things, right? There's no output. We can't see it make anything. We can just think. Like we can just imagine, okay, this makes 3, this makes 30. So the easiest way of getting output and seeing what your computer is actually doing is using the Java function system, two Java functions, system.out.print and its sister function system.out.println. So there's a couple of keywords here. The first thing we want to see is what is output. Let me just underline this. Output is just a way of seeing what your program is doing. It's telling something to you. So your program is like a machine. Imagine we have like a factory here. This is the factory. Call this factory program. We bring in raw materials. So let's say we have just kind of crates of iron here, and we get out, like, let's say a bicycle. I'm bad at drawing, but let's say we have like a little bicycle here, a little seat. And I don't know what kind of bicycle this is, but just imagine. Okay, and then we get bicycles out of here. So this would be the output of the factory. It's bringing in, this is the input, by the way. It's bringing in raw materials like iron, and it's making a bicycle. And how it turns this into this is the program, is the code that we're writing. Now, we don't have any inputs yet. We'll talk about that at a later date. But we can get outputs for our programs in the form of system.out.println. All right, what is a function? So a function is something that basically, it's like a recipe, if you might. So let's say you have a recipe for French onion soup. I love French onions. Okay, so it'll say you need cream, you need cream, you're gonna need soup stock, you're gonna need onions, obviously, maybe some tomatoes, maybe some bay leaves, some salt and pepper, and you put all these things in, and you follow these instructions, and you get out French onion soup. You see, we have the input, we have the input, program, output. So your function is like a recipe. You're gonna put in something, and your functions are gonna follow like, here, hold up. Okay, function, parentheses, and then like this. Okay, so this in here is going to be your input. So your input's going to be like, it's going to be different from function to function. Like, let's say some recipes call for meat, some recipes call for vegetables. Just like that, some functions call for ints, like maybe like 3. Some functions call for strings, like string, my name is Alex. And some functions call for booleans, like true, and some functions call for maybe like floats, like 3.4. But anyways, the input you put in here. Your function also sometimes makes outputs, which we'll talk about later, but we don't have to worry about that. In this case, the output or the effect it makes is it prints something out to your terminal. Okay, so do one of you guys want to talk about the terminal?
Yeah, so basically the terminal is like, it's like the field of where the output comes out. So system.out.println, it may seem very like complicated, but all that it's really saying is that it's printing to the system of like what you put into it. It like whatever you put within the bracket, like within the 2 parentheses, it's just going to come out in the terminal. Alex, how about you do an example in IntelliJ?
Yeah, sure. I pull up some my IntelliJ loading. Okay. Clear these.
Wait, I don't get how do you.
I'll do an example. What do you mean why, Bernard?
Well, I tried it, but it just keeps on giving me different errors and stuff.
Right. I'll show you how to actually do it. Okay, let's open up some files.
And I don't know how to do it. I don't.
Right, we're gonna do an example right now. Just hold your horses. You're getting a bit ahead of me. Okay. This is a previous workspace that I had. Hold up. Let's clear everything from this. Clear this out. We don't need to import this. Computer's lagging. There we go. Okay, we don't need to import this stuff. We get rid of this. Okay. So let's say we have like int x equals 3. let's say we have string y equals
Don't worry about the public class or public static void main. We'll go over that after. All you have to really you just don't touch that. As long as you put your code within the 2 brackets of public static void main, you should be fine.
So system.out.println can print a variety of different things. Like for example, we have int set to int x set to 3. We have a string set to apple. We're having it print out a string right here that's not set to anything. It's just a standalone string. We're also going to have it print out a variable or 2 variables. This one's an int and this one is a string. So we're having this print out print standalone string.
Oh, and the double slash, that just represents a comment, so it's not actually code that runs.
Yeah, double slash just means comment. Print string variable. Okay, now if we run this, you'll see this thing pops up at the bottom of this building, and this thing pops up. This is your console. So why don't we just detail some parts of IntelliJ. This is your project structure. So the folder that you have here, this is the folder that you create and all your project files go into. Out is just output in terms of files. That we'll talk about later. And then source, or it's abbreviated SRC, is going to be where your code is. So right now you see this, where the class coding is AYLUS CS. You can see it's inside the SRC file, which is inside our project folder. Or sorry, inside the SRC folder, which is inside our project folder. We have another folder here that you don't have to worry about. Actually close this up. It's important. And then this over here is actually your workspace. So you can open up different files here. For example, if we open up an AYLUS coding file, we can do this. And we can edit stuff in here as well. We can edit the code. And then this down here is going to be your console. This is where you have output prints. So for example, we printed out orange down here. We print out X, which is 3. We get 3. I'm going to print out apple as a string, and we get apple down here. And so this is what it'll do. It'll actually let you see output from your code, which is pretty neat. There's a difference, though. There's 2 different variables, as we've detailed before. There's system.out.println and a system.out.print. So if we get rid of this ln, which stands for line, and we just have to do system.out.print, why don't you take a look at what happens? We can see orange 3 apple, all in one line. So the difference between these 2 variables or functions is that system.out.println, when it's done printing, it will make a new line in the terminal or in the console. So you see, we had this be system.out.println. You can see it finished printing orange, it made a new line, and the next one, system.out.print, printed on this line. It didn't make a new line, so then the next thing that prints right next to it. Okay, if you guys want to screenshot this to see how it works, you can. We'll just pause on the screen for a bit. Dan, did you have a question? Okay. All right, if you guys have done screenshotting or taking notes, that's fine. Let's swap our screen share back to slides. Okay. So these are just basic data types that we went over. Strings store text, int store integers, double store decimals, and booleans store either true or false. Okay. So right now, all we've been doing is adding and subtracting and doing stuff like with ints, right? We've been adding ints like 3 plus 5 is 8, 5 times 13 is 65. Bernard, what do you mean? What should I do next? Because annoyance. Okay, whatever. But you can actually add and subtract and multiply, or not multiply, but add and subtract strings, kind of. Just add, actually. But why don't we take a look back inside the editor? So you might be wondering, oh, how do we add strings? Well, elementary, dear Watson. let's make two strings. String x equals AYLUS. String y CS. String z equals x plus y. And let's print that so we can see what happens. Does anyone have any guesses I'd like to type in chat? What happens if we add x and y?
ALIAS, CS, ALIAS, CS.
Just
Right.
That slide did say Fortnite is trash.
Right. It did. I didn't make these slides.
Yeah, I made these slides a while back.
Okay. Let's take a look. We see. That's right. It prints out AYLUS CS. So yeah, we can actually do a couple of things with this. It just basically just smashes the two together. First one, second one, smashes the two together, and you get your output. You can actually do a couple of things with this. Like for example, we can do string x equals grapes, string y equals are my favorite fruit. And notice that I added a space. I added a space before this. Because when we add these together, it's just going to smash them together, right? So I have to add a space to make sure that these two are separated at the end. Equals x plus. I don't know, I deleted the entire thing if I'm retyping it.
Equals, grapes are my favorite fruit.
Correct. And actually, we can even get rid of this string y. Get rid of this, and we can do something like this: string x plus, and in here we can add grapes are my favorite fruit, and print it. And you can see, there we go. So you don't even have to add them outside of the system, not out the print. You can do stuff in here. Like for example, we could do something like 3 plus 5, and prints out 8.
8.
So you can do whatever you want in this parentheses. You can do like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, adding strings and stuff like that. And it'll still print out whatever comes up at the end. Right. Okay. We have like about 10 minutes left in class. So I'm going to have you guys in breakout rooms with some teachers, if I can make them. Here we go. 3 breakout rooms. Assign manually. Let's do.
Okay, before you have breakout rooms, we just posted like a cheat sheet, kind of.
Right.
Yeah, I call it a cheat sheet, but it's
Some do,
more like a helper. If you still don't understand, we have a thing to help.
All right. Okay. So this is your issue, or this is the problem that you're going to do.
Also, okay, sorry. Before we do the problem, would you guys be interested? Actually, I was gonna say to make a new Discord server for this, but I guess we could just use the AYLUS Discord server.
No, maybe, yeah.
Well, you haven't heard what you said yet, right? Oh,
Because we could post like daily questions and problems
right.
on it. If you guys are interested, please let us know.
Right. Okay, we can talk about that. That's up in the air right now. Okay, why don't I send you guys to the breakout rooms? Make sure that you remember this problem too. All of us, if you have a question, all of us can just screen share the problem to you guys. And yep.
What do you mean breakup room?
So you should be assigned to a breakout room that you guys can go into privately with some teachers, so that we can have a controlled environment where you guys can ask questions all you want without everyone in front of you, and we can each get get assigned to a more smaller group of people so that we can focus more, right? So you guys should be invited to join. Oh, I probably clicked this button. Oh no, never mind. You guys should be invited to join a breakout room that you actually, yeah. I don't know how this works. Do you guys have a message join a breakout room or?
Yep, I've got a message.
All right, just click join and then you guys should be sent in. Yep. Or not. I mean, everyone's you're right.
Have any of you guys got the message?
I think you might have to go over to at the bottom taskbar. Oh, never mind. Everyone's
No, we
joining.
got it. We got it.
All right. I might have taken a while. I'll join room 3. You guys can go to your own rooms.
Julia, you wanna join your room? And
I am very lonely.
Welcome back, guys. Everyone.
Hold
Oh, everyone's back. Yeah. Let's wait till these last 4 people come back because
See. Can we leave?
I still have announcements to do. If you need to go right now, you can, but
oh,
okay.
yeah, also, if you need help with your IntelliJ, please stay after
Yeah.
class.
Or if you have questions in general, we have office hours. We're going to be here for, I mean, we don't have anything to do. So if you guys need help, then stay after class. We're going to have supplemental videos
Okay, bye.
over the week. Okay, we're going to have supplemental videos over the week. I'd suggest you guys watch those just so that we can make up for lost time and just move along a bit quicker so we can get to stuff that we want to do, more fun stuff. I know.
like have longer classes. So.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Yeah, I think we should probably extend over 1 hour.
Yeah. We are gonna have to talk to the parents about that. But if you guys would like to have longer classes, then we could, or we could have 2 classes, one in the middle of the week, one at the end of the week, and something like that. If you guys are up for that, we're also gonna have to decide on final projects pretty soon. So we know what to teach you guys and where to go. So yeah. If you guys have any questions, you can stay back. And that's it. If you guys want to go, you guys can go. Questions, stay. And any problems with intelligent, please stay. We want to fix those right now.
Yeah. So I mean, you guys have a problem with your IntelliJ or something, right?
Anyone here have problems with IntelliJ?
Do you need help setting it up?
No, I don't know why it wouldn't start Felix, but maybe just try like uninstalling it and then like re-downloading it.
Well, it depends on what problem they have.
It doesn't open.
Okay.
So
let's go over how to make a project in IntelliJ first.
You've got it. Okay.
Alex, how about you stream?
Yeah, I'll stream.
So wait, so what are you guys having trouble with IntelliJ? Like you just haven't downloaded it?
Yeah, I haven't downloaded it.
Okay.
I might have downloaded it, but I don't know where to find it.
I downloaded it and I know how to find it, but after I pressed on new project and then it says framework and I don't.
Yeah. Okay. We'll go over that step by step. Okay. So does everyone here have IntelliJ downloaded on their computer? Did everyone download it from the website?
Well, I know Muhan. What's your name? Yeah, Muhan. I know you don't have it. We gotta help you with that. But for everyone else, do you guys have
Should I toss it
IntelliJ?
into a breakout room?
Yeah. So
I'll just get us into a breakout room.
I would just try re-downloading it.
Andrew, you want to go with her and help her?
Yeah,
do stuff?
yeah.
All right. Let me assign you to a breakout room. Delete this. Assign you. There we go. You guys can hop into that breakout room and figure out how to download IntelliJ together. For the rest of you guys, let's sort it out. Okay. So IntelliJ might be on your desktop, like right here. I know mine is a bit cluttered. I think I have mine up here. Yeah, I have my IntelliJ up here. But if you can't find it and you're on Windows, you can come down here to the search bar, or you can just press the Windows key. It'll bring up this. Type in IntelliJ IDEA Community Edition. Like that, and it'll launch. Okay.
That's the part where I get confused. I know, and then like I don't know. I can't get to that screen.
Oh, yeah.
This screen is the official
Okay.
project screen. Okay, so how do I get to this?
You've
I
got to
need to
close
go-
the project. Yeah.
Right, how do I close this?
It's under File.
File, close project, there we go. Okay, this is the screen that you should have.
Yeah.
This is the screen that you guys are all on.
Wait, let me pull it up.
Mine looks different. It has like pretty much the same things, except there's 3 boxes and under
Right, okay, yeah, that's the next screen that you're gonna get on, but we're just gonna let everyone get caught up. Is everyone at least at this point? Everyone here? Like, are we all here? All right, I guess we all are. Okay,
I have something different, probably because I already started a project. I don't have that screen. I have something different.
what is your screen?
It has like it says the thing says projects, and then it has like a project on it.
Is it like this?
You've already made one.
No.
Is it like this?
Wait. No.
Okay, whatever.
I already
Okay, well, hold on.
I think you've got an older version now.
I do?
Well, yeah, you've got the 2020 version, but it should be similar. They're still
Right.
using
Okay, let me just re-download this. You know what, we're just gonna start from download. Okay, let's download this.
Okay, yeah.
Did they change the UI?
Yeah, so no, that's the ultimate, but you guys are gonna put the community.
It doesn't matter. It should look relatively similar. We click new project, and then you'll see here you'll get a new project thing with your SDK. You should have here. Project SDK should be 12 or something like that. And then you don't want any additional libraries and frameworks. And up here in the top left, you should have Java selected. Okay. So this doesn't matter down here as well. So I click next, and then this doesn't matter as well.
Mine, instead of like the 12 thing, it has like in red words. In red words it says no SDK.
Okay. So click this drop down right here and click download JDK. And then on this list, it'll pull up this.
Yeah.
So it says version something something. So I
Right.
version
So
12.
your vendor should be Oracle OpenJDK. Your version is just this one. It should be 16.0.1.
You just keep the defaults probably.
Yeah, just keep the defaults and then click download. And then it should install something over here. So yeah, it should download Oracle OpenJDK.
Download JDK. Which
Yeah.
version?
There should only be one version.
No, I have a whole bunch. I have 16, 15, 14.
Okay,
15,
download
and
16.
Yeah,
Download
just
16.
click download.
I got it.
Download 16.
Vendor.
Vendor should be Oracle OpenJDK.
Yep.
Click download.
And we download.
Cancel this because I already have a JDK. All right, I'm gonna go to a later or earlier version of Java. It doesn't really matter. I also have an older version of IntelliJ, but okay. Okay. While yours is downloading, just look at the screen share because this might take a while. But yeah, so we come over here, click your SDK version. It should be here once it's done downloading. Nothing should be checked out over here, and then we click next. Nothing should be checked over here. Click next, and this is where you name your project. So just like example setup.
I can't do that because it's instead of that, when I press next, it says library not configured. Groovy cannot be enabled for the project.
The Groovy should not be checked, by the way. Groovy should not be checked. Do not check any of these. So you have Groovy checked over here, do not do that. Groovy is it.
I'm at the place where it says project name, Unite.
Right. Just name your project whatever you want. I'm gonna have it named example setup because it's example setup, and then click finish, and then it should close out, and then it should pull this up.
Finish. And now
All
I'm
right,
at
all
the preparing workspace.
Okay, so now, yes.
Yeah, now I can see like everything you can see now.
Okay, we're still not done yet. So you want to come down to example setup, click this right here. This is the folder tree. So click example setup to bring this up, and come into SRC, source. And then you should right click source, hover over new, and then click Java class. And then call this like whatever you want. Like I'm gonna call this.
Got it. Okay, so
Java name. And then this is what
Java class.
you can name it whatever you want, honestly. Okay. So now it makes this, right? See, it's in the src file. You get this.
Now we're on it.
Okay.
It says
So-
public class by thing's name and then to thing.
Yes. Yeah. So like what I have on the screen share. Okay. There's a specific thing you have to type in first.
Wait,
So
can you go back like 2 steps or something?
sure. What step are you on?
Like it says, couldn't load this page. The content for this page cannot be loaded. Please.
Are you on this step? Have you been to this step before?
I see like the exact same thing as you see, except instead of search everywhere, double shift, go to file control. Like instead of that, I see couldn't load this page.
Okay, you've probably tried to open up something that they couldn't open. That's fine. Just do you see this part specifically?
Yeah.
Okay, right click this src file.
Okay.
You should open this up, right click src, hover over new and click Java class, name your class.
So I write what?
Right click this, hover over this src right here.
Okay. Yeah.
Right click this,
Yeah. Yeah.
hover over new, and then click Java class.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And then it should pull up a menu where you can name your file.
Okay. Yeah, I'm there.
Okay, so we're all here.
So semi-confident.
Okay, you can't actually run Java right now because Java runs from a main method and that hasn't been set up yet. So we're gonna set the main method. This is a very specific thing you have to type out. It's a public static void main parentheses string.
Also, I think
square brackets ours.
if you type PSVM, I think, and then tab, I think that also.
Do I name the name?
Oh yeah,
The
you can name it whatever you want, but you can also just type PSVM and press tab, like Eric said.
Sure.
Like, type this entire thing out, or just type PSVM and press tab, and it'll magically appear.
Okay. Okay.
All right, so now does your thing look like this? Oh, my Zoom is lagging. There we go. Okay, does everyone's Java look like this?
no.
All right.
Mine doesn't. Like I can't put parentheses. I think because it said because it says public class A they named it AYLUS, and then there's these like
Oh, you shouldn't modify this probably. This thing should be the same as your name of this. These two have to match. Like if I name this like
Void main.
if I name this real, it's gonna have red squigglies because it's gonna try to create a new class, right?
so if I named that one whatever, then I have to name the class whatever.
Yes, because this is the name of your class, and this is just showing whatever. You can change the name actually by if you come over to your file tree and right click this your class, whatever you named it. Right click this, and then you can come down here.
String.
You come down here to refactor.
Public.
So right click this, and then you come down here to refactor. And then click rename, and you can rename your class. Like let's say I want to name this AYLUS. I can rename that to AYLUS, and we'll change.
Rename.
Yeah. So right click your class, come down to refactor, and click rename.
Okay.
And type it in, and then click.
Wait, do I rename SRC?
No, rename your AYLUS, rename your class, or whatever you name it.
Public.
Okay.
Do not rename SRC. Rename your class.
Can I rename it into whatever I want?
Yeah, you can rename it to whatever you want. We'll go over like some, things you should be doing, but nothing's required.
Hmm.
It's just like there are some customs that make it so that your code's easy to read and never knows what's happening.
Void main.
Okay.
Like
Now it says AYLUS.iml.
static.
Oh no, you rename this file over here. You don't want to touch that. Come over here to AYLUS. You see this C thing? You need to press this one.
I don't see a C thing.
Did you make a Java class in SRC?
Yeah.
Okay, what does your file tree look like?
What?
Does it look like mine? Does your file tree look like mine?
Wait a second.
This is IML file. Oh, this is, yeah, you probably modified your IML file. You don't.
It looks pretty similar, except
You have this. The
TA.
important part is you have example setup or whatever this is, then SRC, and then AYLUS or whatever your class is. Do you have something in your SRC folder?
Static.
Yeah, there's something called AYLUS.iml in my SRC folder.
Okay, you don't want that. Right click this, hold over new, hover over new, and then click Java class. Right click your SRC, new Java class,
Void.
And then what do I name it?
whatever you want. This is what I was talking about by renaming your class.
It says it cannot create class.
Does it say anything other than that?
Yeah, it says unable to parse template in parentheses class error message file, and then it says users Toontown Ren, which is my dad's name, and idea projects. A was sample SRC.
Okay,
String.
so it sounds like you don't have permission to modify files on your computer. So what you need to do is you need to close out of IntelliJ.
Quit it.
Yes, quit IntelliJ. So close
Okay.
it out, and then click exit. And then what you need to do is you need to come back here to where you have launch IntelliJ. Right click it and click Run as Administrator.
I don't have a Windows. I have a Mac.
Oh,
Do you remember what the error message said? Can you read it out to me again?
Okay. Cannot create class. Unable to parse template class print. Quotes, double quotes. Error message file, and users /Ren /idea projects /AYLUS example.
Did you click something other than IntelliJ or something other than Java when making your project? Wait, can you screen share? Hold on.
Okay.
Okay, so what you click here is you click share screen at the bottom, and then you should click IntelliJ.
also, Leon, is that your name?
Huh?
Or somebody else.
Okay.
Okay, I'll just message you.
I got Olivia or not Olivia. I got Muhan to set up to install IntelliJ, but now she just needs to set it or download. I got her to download it. Now she needs to set it up.
Okay, we're having a bit of an issue here ourselves. Right? Can you right click SRC? Wait, hover over the red blue line under AYLUS example.
Okay. Nothing happened.
Oh man. Do you have an internet connection? You probably do, right?
Yeah, but this isn't the strongest place where my internet is. So
That's fine. Okay. Hold up. Do you have a file button at the top? Do you have a place to click file?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I'll just screen share everything.
Sure.
Mm,
Okay, click File.
Java class.
File.
Okay,
Yeah, clicked on file.
New.
Java class.
You have to hover over it.
Enter.
Click File, hover over New, and then click Project. Because I think we might need to reset some of your project settings. Okay. Yeah, that's all correct. Click Next. Click Next. Okay, name your project.
Mm,
Just click this window. This one.
Here on a whole. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2.
Okay. Okay.
Now click Project 1. Click the drop down arrow at the left so you can extend it. Now right click SRC. Now new, Java class. And name your Java class. Don't name it that. Name it like name it something else.
Okay.
There you go. Now go to the bracket. Yeah, go to the right one. Now press enter to make a new line. No, yeah, make a line in between. Yep. Uh-oh. No, you want a new line in between the two brackets? Yep. Now type in PSVM. Not caps. PSVM, lowercase. Make sure that you have a bracket. Yep, there we go. Press. You should make a new line, by the way.
PSVM, like.
Yeah. So new line. Delete the PSVM. You should delete the text that you just typed. PSVM, delete that.
Yes.
No, you need a new. No, delete that, please. Okay, now make a new line. Pressing. Yep. Now PSVM. V.
VM.
V. V as in victory. PSVM. P as in piranha. No. P as in piranha. S as in snake. V as in viper. And M as in.
Here, I'll type it in chat. You want to be typing that.
Oh.
Now press tab. There we go. Okay. So let me go back for Wuhan. Let me go back and show you how to.
Should I just stop sharing?
Yes, please do.
You've got everything set up now, I think.
Well, no, not yet, but we gotta get everyone else caught up. Okay, Wuhan, how far have you gotten? Or Andrew, do you know?
She just installed it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have it open, by the way, Wuhan?
Also, for some reason, Muhan can't screen share. I don't know why.
Okay, that doesn't matter. Okay, Wuhan, do you have IntelliJ open? Okay. Yeah, so you click new project. And now just let's take a look. Hold up. I need to zoom in a bit because I can't see what's happening. Okay. You see at the top how there's a red bar and it says no SDK? You need to click that and click download JDK.
City officials say the search will continue, but after yesterday,
So,
there may be no
Olivia, if you're done, I don't think you don't have to stay.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, I think I asked everyone to stay because we're not done yet. No, don't. At the top, no, don't check that, please. Okay, at the top, there's no SDK. Yep, there. Click that. Click download JDK. And now, yeah, click download. Okay, there you go. Now click next at the bottom. There should be a next button. Click next again. And now name your project. Okay, now you're done. Now you're done naming your project. Click enter or click finish. So now it should load. There you go. Okay. Now at the left-hand side, top left, you should click allow, by the way.
This one?
Whichever one was allowed, you should click. Okay, so in the top left, obviously you're on a different version, but in the top left, you see this folder called example. Yeah, open it up, and you should see an SRC folder.
Wait, guys, she is screen sharing.
Yeah, her camera is. I know. That's,
No, no.
that's
No,
not
she's
good.
just pointing her webcam.
Well,
at
Yeah.
her.
She's holding her webcam up to her screen.
no, Alex, you should stop screen sharing though. You should
Oh.
stop.
Wait, hold on. Oh yeah, she is. Wait,
Yeah,
what?
yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, close out of that. Close out of the tip of the day. You don't need to look at that.
What happened? It just changed the screen.
Yeah, it made a new project. You're in your project window now. So close out of the tip for window.
Close?
Yeah.
Click close?
Okay. Now you see on the top left there is a blue folder called SRC.
SRC.
Right click over that. Hover over new,
New.
very top. Now go to Java class. Yep. Now name that whatever you want.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Why are you doing different? S.
It doesn't really matter what you name it, but sure. So yeah, now click enter in order to make a new class. Okay, now pull up a new window, right? On the right side of the first bracket, so just move right one space.
Right one space.
So click the right arrow.
No, yeah, just click right arrow once or move to the end of that on the first line. Yeah, there you go. Now click enter or hit enter. Now you've made a new line. Type PSVM, P as in panther, S as in snake, and V as in vulture, M as in mouse. PSVM.
PSVM.
V as in vulture. It's not B, it's V. So PSVM.
V. Yeah.
Now press tab or click that. You need to delete it and then retype it. You need to press tab after you've done typing it. So click that and then delete it.
Click that and delete it.
Yeah, just delete the PSVM. Don't right click.
Yeah, click
Delete
backspace.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just backspace it. And then type, and now you need another you need another curly bracket because you deleted yours. So type in another curly bracket. Nope, curly one. So it should be shift and then that one. There you go. Now go to the second line, type in PSVM. Now press your tab button. Don't move your cursor, press your tab button.
Don't move your.
Press tab,
Next.
tab, T-A-B. It should be in the upper left of your keyboard.
Hey,
There you
we got
go.
it.
Okay, now we're on the same place. Okay, I'm gonna start screen sharing so I can take a look at what's happening. All right, new Java class. All right. There we go. Okay, now you're gonna come up here to this box called Add Configuration. That's all of you guys.
Wait, Alex. I mean,
Yeah.
You can just right click on class 1 and then
Oh, well, that's fine. I want to teach you how to make configurations actually.
okay, well, yeah.
Okay, so you should open up this window. It's gonna look a bit different because I'm on an older version. So everyone have this window pulled up. You come over here to the top right, click Add Configurations. You click it, and it should pull up this window. Okay, so we're on this window, right? We're gonna click the plus button, Add New Configuration. They should be on the top left of the small window that popped up. Add New Configuration, the plus button, and it should pull up a menu with a bunch of different presets. The preset that you want is called Application. It should be the third one down. Click Application, and call this. It doesn't matter what name you call it. It should be just like Java build or whatever you want to call it. And then you're gonna there's a form down here that you have to fill out. So the only box that I want you guys to touch are these two. Your name, just name it whatever you want. It should be something. This is gonna be the thing that builds your code, so call it something like that. And then the main class, you're gonna click these 3 dots, and it should pull up this menu right here. You're gonna click whatever your class is. There should only be one option here. Click it, press OK, and then it should go something like this. So you press the plus sign, you click Application. I'm gonna delete this. Hold up. Click Application. It's gonna come over here. Change the name to Java build or whatever you want. And then this main class down here should be, press the 3 dots at the right, click class 1, click OK. And then at the bottom right back here, you're going to click Apply, and this will apply your class, your build configuration, and click OK. And then now it should change at the top right. So now you can see you have a configuration called Java build, and that's basically it.
Can you show that again?
Sure. So actually, here, let me get rid of this. Okay, so this is the screen they should have. Click Add Configuration, click the plus button, and then click Application. Have we got that far? Okay. Now, this should be named something like Java build. And now under here in the main class, click the 3 dots at the right, and then click class 1, or whatever you have your main class as, and then click OK.
Wait, can you go back to the 3 dots part?
Right, so you click 3 dots, it should pull up this window. To do that.
I don't see the 3 dots.
Okay, well then just click this text box right here. And does it pull up a drop down menu over here below it?
I don't see the main class either.
You don't? Okay, well then whatever you named your main class, just type it in word for word, letter for letter, in here, in your main class file. Whatever you made your class as, like I made my class 1, it should be word for word class 1. If I named it AYLUS, all caps, then it should be AYLUS, all caps.
I don't see any of that, but when I pressed OK at the bottom of my screen, it just showed it under add configuration.
Okay, well it's probably just two different menus things. So yeah,
Okay.
I'm an older version. My bad. Okay, so if you have to do that, then yeah, and then you should select your class that you have, and then click apply, and then it should work. All right, that's it. That's everything. You're ready to start coding for next class.
We're probably gonna have to go over that next class as well.
Okay, I'm planning on making a video from start to finish on how to download IntelliJ and do it, and I'm gonna post it on YouTube. So if you guys need a reference, it's gonna be the newer version too. So, yeah. So we just have to, so we can avoid all this stuff in the future. All right. Is that everything? Are we all done?
Yeah.
Okay. Well then, everyone have a nice day. It was a pleasure having you guys. We're 40 minutes overtime. Sorry for having you so late. But yeah, we'll see you next week, and I might post some videos about Java stuff that I want you guys to watch over the week, if you have time. That is. Okay, thank you everyone for coming. Yeah.
Okay. Bye.
Have a nice day.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.